With Intro to Tarot, Part 11. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American civil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God. I am the Lilith reincarnated. This is Intro to Tarot. We are catching up. For anybody that hasn't been with us, you're gonna have to go. Actually, I'm gonna make a playlist to put all these together. We haven't been on our tarot for a minute. We were working our way through all of the suits, and then when we got to the wands, we took a break. How long of a break? I think about a week or two, to be honest. So we're picking up. This is the last suit that we're going through. The wands is your willpower. So you'll have to scroll Intro to Tarot 1 through 10 to learn the major arcana and your other suits, which would be your cups, your swords, and your coins or pentacles. Alright, so here we go. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted on my community page. I woke up very morbid. I had a great day. I did a lot of great teachings, but then, it was just owning Lilith. I've been, walking in my Lilith, and it's like, oh, it sucks to be me. There's some good things, there's some bad things. You take the good with the bad and the ugly, and you just keep on keeping on. So that was one of those things. I woke up and I was like, it used to be like that all the time. I don't get it all the time, but I wake up and I'm so just devastated that I'm stuck in this body. I said it earlier in my earlier videos. It's like, why are we trapping souls in the body? Holy Spirit is like, because everybody's walking around soulless. I was like, yeah, I guess. In the essence, I was so free until you had to put me in this body, and now I have to just do what, be stuck in time and space. Ugh. So, I need the willpower to make it through another day. I need the will. And, I just cry. I just wake up crying sometimes, like, oh, why do I gotta be here, God? And there's a lot of stuff that would happen, like, we did a teaching in sacred geometry earlier, and it was talking about, we did the triangle. We talked about a love triangle and being the fucking third wheel. And so, as I went to lay down, that was, like, the last thing that popped in my head, and God had to have a talk with me about that. And it was in reference to, I'm a third wheel to this bullshit, and I'm like, Bobby and his wife, Adam and Eve. Like, man, God, this sucks. It's like, because how it ended. It's like, that's fucked up, God. He's like, Lilith, that's how you left him. And going back to Lucifer. It's like, this sucks, God. He's like, Lilith, you have to know the biblical stories, but that's all it was. Is I would come fucking sexually toy with Adam and just fucking disappear on him and never come back. And so now it's being played on me. And then going back to Lucifer, I just left him and went on to have other lovers and other lives and acted like he didn't matter. Like, geez, this hurts, God. He's like, oh, this is what you did to them. Now you must feel it. Like, karma sucks. Why do I gotta be human? Because this is what I made you to be, and you haven't fulfilled this destiny. This sucks, God. All of this sucks. And I wake up, I'm like, oh God, I'm still here. I was really morbid and crying and hating my life, like, totally. And that's Lilith. That's Lucifer. God, why did you even make me? Oh, man. And then I found the willpower to live. What was it? Some memories that popped up 2 years ago. It showed that I was doing teachings on the beach, and it put me back to where I was when I was still trying to figure shit out. When I didn't even know who I was still grasping to be my higher self before I trapped it in my body. I was still young and dumb. It's a newborn, awakening. It was cool. And then it just showed me how far I've come. It's like, dude, I used to just read them out of the book. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was the high priestess before I knew I was the high priestess. And I remember right around that time, you know, I lived with fucking Chris, and Chris is a fucking demon, bro. 100% Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. We got so many videos of him being a weirdo. In essence, though, he's getting mad at me one day, and he's like, he's threatening to, you know, something. And he's like, yeah, tell everybody that you're out here thinking that you're a fucking reincarnated soul and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's my truth. But when people try to say my truth, I was like, good luck with that. You're gonna be the one sounding crazy. Like, they would try to use my truth against me. I told him who the fuck I was. Quit playing around with me. Don't fucking test my spiritual gangster. And he sure the fuck did. That's why he's lost his mind and everything, and he sits on that fucking corner of fucking, what is that? Jewel and fucking Wadsworth begging and shit. Fucking, he lost everything fucking with me. And I still go back to it. I told him when he was losing his house, give me the stones and give me the Buddha. And when you get back to, I'll bring it back to you. He lost all of that. But yeah, it was a crazy story. My stories are crazy. And that's where it is. I found the strength to live. It's like, what am I supposed to do, God? Just keep doing what I made you for. Which is what? Teach you guys some shit. I'm here to learn and teach. That's all I'm here to do. So, let's get on with the teachings. Let's talk about your Ace of Wands. Ooh, I went to the Ten of Pentacles. We're in a good space. Ten of Pentacles is rewards and shit. It's just a ride of emotions. Alright, let's go on. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is auspicious in every aspect of your life. It predicts new beginnings, enterprises, and inventions, and it often relates to work issues and projects. Oh yeah, and then for those that don't know, I had to quit my job and go through all this turmoil and fights and traumas and dramas and bullshit this weekend. I mean, it was Friday, it's Sunday, we're still doing the shit. We're doing the, catch me next Friday for some more shit. Anyways, it's a happy card for creative work too. With the Ace, you experience a flash of inspiration and know what to do next to give form to your concept. An additional meaning of the card is travel and adventure. You know, all my card readers are picking that up, and I kind of felt it too. Somehow I got redirected. Did you know? I was on my way to fucking Alaska, and the only thing stopping me was the ferry ride. They said it was hundreds of dollars to take this fucking ferry, and it would take like fucking days and shit. And I was like, oh, I don't have that much money. I guess I can't go. And then, out of nowhere, God's like, I was telling Mr. Plum this, I don't know, last week. He's like, you know there's a highway, right? I was like, what? He's like, yeah, there's a highway that you can drive there. Really? But do I have to have a passport? I'm still looking at that. So anyways, they tried to redirect me back to Alaska, which is fine because, you know, I'd always been called to go there, and I just found a roadblock. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I created one, or just, whatever the case may be, I had to go through this. So anyways, talks about travel and adventure. I see that, and that could be possible. It's always possible. I'm always heading in that direction. When I get there is a whole nother fucking thing because time and space doesn't really exist. Alright, let's see, what excites you right now? Whether it's a new project at work, a new relationship, or a trip in the planning. I told you, it just came out of nowhere. It didn't really. I just, I told Morgan about it too. I was going in a full direction. I'm always going in a direction, and then God just redirects me somewhere else. And then somehow it turns into a loopy loop, a fruit loop, where I'm right back where I started, facing the same fucking pathway. And what is it? He's like, yeah, now you're ready. And then I'll be on my way. And it's the saying that I say all the time. I'm standing there with my golden ticket, waiting to board, you know what I mean, this plane, and then all of a sudden it's like he puts me on standby or upgrade, and that's what happens. It's like I swear I'm going in this direction. How long have I been going in this? I'm getting closer to going towards it. It's manifested in many different ways, and the hotter this weather is, the more exciting it's Jesus Christ, is it hot. Going back to it. A new relationship. God told me that 2 days ago. He was sending in a man that's going to change your life. Well, that's beautiful. Work project, I just quit my job, so here's new work. And I was talking about it in my video, I was like, maybe I need to be a security guard, since I like to fucking enforce the laws and be all tattletale-ish. You have to catch my whole week's video to understand that one. This is a good time to ponder on the well of your inspiration. Do you have a deep and underlining passion? Well, yeah, to spread spirituality. Now might be the time to follow it, as conditions may be well suited for creation, invention, and even rebirth. Yeah, that's where we're at. We're at a death. This is going to be a transformation, and then we'll be reborn. Write about your passion and what you can do with it or about it, and what you might need to support those dreams. You know, I'm looking at my documentary, and I keep thinking that it's time to start it, but it's an everlasting. I'm writing it. It's a. What am I trying to say? Something in progress. Whatever. I'm just kind of stuck on this. I wanted to, I always think that it's done. Well, at least I can start with what it is. But the more that I become, the more that can be added to what it is. I guess it goes back to, I'm seeing songwriters and stuff like that. It's like, you have enough to work with, but if you gave it more time, you'd be able to work with better material. That's kind of what they're showing me. Because I had a great works this year alone. The teachings of this year alone are so epic. Being able to explain the consciousness, being able to really dive into the depth of really breaking it down and explaining it. Whereas I didn't have an understanding of what was happening. Finding the right tools, understanding it, a better understanding of what it is I'm trying to get across to people. And that's why I see it as songwriters. It's like we can say it, but we could say it better. We could paint this picture better if we gave it more time. More experiences add more words. You know what I mean? And the word abracadabra is, with my words I shall create. And that's what it is. It's like I have all the footage, but it comes down to the narrative, right? A documentary is about a narrative. What story do you want to tell? There's so many stories to tell, and that's where it gets very chaotic, because it's not a single story. It's many stories of how God works in the life and all of the healing it takes in all areas and layers of your being. But ultimately, the story is the dark night of the soul, the journey to enlightenment. And the better I get at teaching it, the better I can, describe it. Ultimately, there's much footage where this can be, longer than trilogies. This can go on for season after season after season, because it is. It will go on as long as I go on. But ultimately, to start it, where do you start? And the more I go on, the more I can put it into, I'm seeing a dissertation, right? A dissertation is, or anything like that, even the presentation. You do years of work. A detective does years of work, and it all comes down to a couple of fucking sentences that a lawyer says in that courtroom. The lawyer, it has to look at this unbelievable amount of evidence and put it into a couple of sentences. And that's, that's the creative, down to the songwriter, down to, a musician or an artist. How do I take a world of experiences and put it in a few strokes? Make it so simple. And it isn't, In the beginning, I sounded like Kanye. I couldn't even put it into words without my sentences running together and it sounding extremely mushy. It's, I still can't find the word. Something in progress. It's not legacy, it's a divine creation in progress, I suppose. I could always go back and, since the beginning, It's like, what story are you trying to tell? But the further, the more that I tell it, the better my teachings get. And that's what I mean about this year alone. The teachings that are in this channel this year alone. How to really look into it, how I described it, and having the right tools. It's almost like I'd use more of this year's teachings just with all of the other year's footage. And that's what it is a narration of what I learned. You know what I mean? All these years of work is put into a couple of hours for you to witness. How do I shove all these years of understanding, how do I shove the whole universal understanding into a couple of hours? You can't force the universe into into time and space. You have to allow time and space to evolve to hold the universe in it. And that's what I have to do, you know what I mean? That's my power that God has given me, is my ability to create with the words, to paint this picture so you can see what I can. So you can hear through my words, you know what I mean? So I can describe the divine to you. And that's the difference, is people can go out and buy these cards, they all see it differently. I'm not a tarot reader. I use tarot as spiritual enlightenment. Nobody else does that. As a way to, contact God and ask God for, answers, direct answers in my life. Not to use it as a peeping hole into others, but to show me how to evolve. I teach you how to use tarot in a spiritually healing way. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. It's like, how do I describe what I see, my visions, to you, so you can see what I see. And that's what music is. That's what art is. We can all stand in front of a picture and see into our own soul through that picture. We can all listen to the same song. We can all listen to the Titanic, right? What is that song, Celine Dion, that she made for Titanic? We can watch the movie and listen to the song, but none of us are in that movie. We're in our own experiences of what that song activates inside of us. So I'm teaching you the general meaning of these cards, but I'm teaching you how I see them. And that's how you have all these different churches. They're going to teach you the Bible, but they're going to teach you how they see it. I see it with divine eyes, and that's why the way I see things is considered important. Alright, let's move on. The reverse ace can show blockages to creative projects and delays to travel. It can reveal false starts, plans need to rethink. In a project or in work, a project may be abandoned or postponed due to poor management. This is exactly what I just described. You know what I mean? You get the inspiration, you're right back where you started, but there's, facing it, creative projects and delays to travel. That's what I told you. My creative projects got delayed, and so did my travel. False starts. I needed to rethink the plan. And that's it. I'm excited to start it, but it's not ready to be started. I'm just grateful for all the material I have. And that's all I really started doing, was collecting the material, trying to get it together. What parts do I want to show? You know what I mean? In work, a project may be abandoned or postponed due to poor management. That's exactly why I quit my job. It was poor management. They were trying to make me upper management and, carry the ball of their lack of management. In a relationship, it may show a lack of commitment or time apart for a couple, usually due to work. Are you feeling blocked or delayed lately? And that's where people are like, there's blockages. I did an enormous sage burn earlier, and that's all I prayed, is to remove any negativity and turn up the positivity. Remove any blockages and turn up the attraction levels. That's all I did, and that's all it is. It's like, if there's anything that's in my way, remove it and turn up, what I'm attracting. What I'm attracting is challenges, and, that's what it is we're attracting our next adventure. So always know that. You know what I mean? And I just tried to show you is like, you can't go forward because there's bad management. You might have to abandon some shit, like I did. You might not be able to start your creative projects just yet because it's still evolving. You might not be able to take that trip because, again, there was blockages. I didn't know there was a... is this even a thing? You can travel on this highway through fucking Canada up to fucking Alaska legally without a passport? I'm not sure. If that's not the case, then I'm still blocked from going forward. And that's just really it. I'm not in a position yet. God has to create a way. I'm willing. He needs a way. I mean, there's years, always is, but you have to be willing. All right, let's move on. Great testimony, right? That's the difference. Is I can tell you how what this card means in my life, and that's what the Bible and all of these books. You're supposed to be a testimony. What does this mean to you? It's not about projecting. Oh, this is all about you, and this is about them, and this is what they're going through, bro. You touch the card. It's your card. Take ownership. You are the channeler. You are part of this channel of bullshit. And even sometimes I have to step back and say, okay, hold on, I'm missing this. What does this have to do with me? That's taking accountability that I own this too. It came from not just to my people, but me and my people. I probably watch my videos more than others. Why? Because I am just channeling right now. Later, I need to see what the message was and hear it from myself, because it was for myself too. And then I laugh a lot at myself. Do you laugh at my videos? I am hilarious. The other day I tried to describe sex I was like, I don't know if there's room for your soul and my soul in this body. And what about when I put a baby in here? Now, these are common dynamics where people have sex pregnant all the time. But I'm seeing it from a soul's perspective of you're putting too much light in my body. There's me, and then you're going to put you in me. How long will you last in there? How long will I know you're in here? I mean, I know you'll pull out, but you just put your light inside of me. And that's how I saw things. So, anyways, my videos are hilarious. You gotta keep up with me. Let's move on. Two of Wands. The Two of Wands shows you are making plans and moving forward, potentially making travel arrangements. I mean, that's what all starts, is the manifestations of your mind. You wrap your mind around it, and you tell the universe what you're planning, and the universe goes with that plan. That's why you can't be thinking about stupid shit. You gotta stop your stupid thoughts, because the universe hears that, and it starts working with that. The universe is listening. It listens to your deepest, darkest thoughts, and it acts on those. What you think, you shall reap. You gotta be careful with all of that. Really? Yup. Great opportunities are on the way, allowing you to move up a level. In work, you are gaining influence and proving your worth. That's what I really did. I had to stand on my worth. In return, you receive good support and advice. This too can also show new creative partnerships and beginnings in new enterprises. Well, I mean, it showed everybody on a basic level that I am literally everything I say I am when it comes to being a divine masculine and a hard worker. And I am very to the fucking, to the T on this shit. And I spilled the tea. I know. Yeah. Anyways. This too can also show new creative partnerships, beginning of new enterprises. As there are Two Wands on the card, there are also two aspects to your situation. Consider what helps you on your path and any issues that hold you back. Make a plan that maximizes your strength so your talent continues to shine. Shine like an eagle. Okay, the Two of Wands over there doesn't look so shiny. The Dominion card. Are you more of a planner or are you more spontaneous? And how does that work out for you? I don't make the plan. It's God's plan. I just go with the plan. I try to put my fucking 2 cents in it, which is, I thought. That's what you thought. We worked on that idea. And that's all I did, is I gave them a thought. And they fucking made it totally different than what I thought it was going to be. That's that old saying. God never does the way you think it's going to be. No, this is not how I thought this was going to work out. Yeah, but you prayed for it. I mean, I thought about it, but this is not what I thought was going to happen. Watch your thoughts, people. In the essence, I'm planning, in the sense of I'm planning to go to Alaska, but I don't have the pieces to that plan, and that's where God comes in, and, I have to be spontaneous. I have to go with Him. That's that old saying, be still and be ready. Meaning just sit there and wait. Sit there and wait is what that means. And when I call you, you better be fucking ready or I'm leaving you. Really? Yeah, bro. It's like, oh God, it's a fire cell. God's here. He's here. He's here. Let's go. God said he's ready. Finally, he came to get us. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. In the sense of, where's the urgency? I've been waiting for this forever. I don't want to miss this. And my bus has come. Get on the bus, dude. We've been waiting here for fucking 20 years for this motherfucker to come get us. Get on. I'm ready. Are you ready? I've been ready, bitch. I've been ready. Get me off this fucking bench. That's that Forrest Gump I'm seeing. He sat there all day telling his whole life story, waiting for this damn bus. They're like, it's only a couple blocks away. Bitch, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I ain't waiting on my bus.
Life is like a box of chocolate.
You never know what you're gonna get. Everyone has goals. You made some progress towards yours, but there is still some distance to go. The marathon continues. Oh my God. My fucking spirit guides be trying to hold me down with some bullshit. Making plans for your next step on your journey can help. Write those plans here. Well, we need to, whatever. I just put it out there and God it's his plan. I just tap into his plan. That's it. I know I get an idea of what he's planning and I work with the idea. I work through the fears of this. No, the fuck you're not. That's where he's like, I'm going to send you a man. And then I'll be like working against him, like, no, the fuck you're not. I will not be available when that man comes, emotionally or physically. That's what you're working against, God. He's telling you, I'm going to break up this relationship. No, the fuck you're not. We're going to work this out. I bet you're not. Just kidding. He's like, he shows you you're about to quit this job. No, the fuck I'm not. You're going to quit this No, the fuck oh, fuck God. You better surrender. Why? Because otherwise it's just painful. I mean, less painful, I suppose. Alright, when the 2 is reversed, your talent may be wasted because those who can help you progress are not listening. Oh yeah, and then I have that moment with my twin flames. Oh God, I'll hate them again tomorrow. I hate them every Monday for not helping me. They're not I don't really need them to help me. In helping themselves, that helps me, that helps God, it helps humanity. They're helpless bastards. They act like it anyways. Powerless to their feelings. Shut up. Or their thoughts is what it is. That's what I heard. Because none of them are acting in their feelings. If this is the case, consider a change of scenery. That's why God has to bring me a new guy. I thought, he put Wolfman right back in the dirt, too. God, these guys. Wolfman's not even... None of them are healing and coming near me. He's got to put another one in my way. Why? Because without the fucking adventure, then what am I doing here? He's got to dangle a carrot. I still have many to explore. I haven't got through all of my 12 plus 2. There's another hidden guy that I don't know. Right? He just brought me to the fact that, me and NF there's something there. What is it? I don't know. He's an angel and I'm a demon, and I'm trying to figure out where we connected in time. So we're working on some stuff. In the essence, whatever. If this is the case, consider change of scenery. That's it. I need to move on and move up to whatever else is. There's no more challenge. Again, I conquered, I conquered them. Who was my next challenge? It was Wolfman. I took back all my power and left him powerless to his own feelings, and now he has to deal with his own healings. All he did was reflect back, all of my negative traits that I needed to heal, which was being what? A whole fucking sex toy like him? The Knight of Wands. He reflected that back to me, and I healed it, and now he's just over there, playing with his wand. And it has no power anymore. She could be a Queen of Wands. I mean, I am the Queen of Wands. Anyways, this card can also show misplaced trust in an unreliable partner. I know, right? I believed in you. You are so unreliable. All of them are. Sorry that I let you down. You didn't let me down. You let yourself down. I just believed you were better than this. You didn't really let me down, and that's what I have to remember. You let God down. I don't know. You just stay down. Just stay down. Whatever. Down for the homies or whatever you're down for. I mean, that's really what it is. I told Marshall, I was like, You know, I hold you up all the time and you let me down. That's what I say. I fucking hold you guys up all the fucking time and you guys just let me down. What do I need from you? Just to fucking heal yourself, bro. Or, you know, you could make me financially comfortable too, since you guys have so much. That could help. So I could just sit around doing God's work while you're doing nothing. I don't know. But anyways, they're a letdown. Fucking shit. What the fuck? Supposed to be here as my, you know, companions, and you're just dead weight. Ugh, these guys. Check if those close to you are pulling their weight. Exactly. You're dead. Do you know how hard it is to carry a fucking dead weight man? You know how much weight that is when they're dead weight? Like, they're not even carrying their own fucking body around. Are they willing to, or are you doing all the work? And that's what happened at work. They were dead weight bitches. These bitches. I'm not carrying your weight and worth, and so you could get all the gold. You know, fuckheads. How's the rest? 230 pounds, full or all muscle. Shut up, and shut up. Is that what your brother, your physical training brother, tells you as he's pinching your fat? It's all muscle, bro. It's all muscle. That's not true. Fucking Lewis is all muscle, bro. You are not all muscle, bro. And you're not carrying your weight. I guess you gotta carry that big head through life and those man boobs, but that's not muscle. Rustle the muscle. Oh, let's write a song. Let's write a diss track to Russ. I'm always up for that. Just playing. I love you, Russ. Come on, let's talk about this bullshit. God, I hate you guys. It's like I love you, but I hate you. You're so annoying. 3 of Wands. I'm just annoyed. It's not really you. It's God. He made me be alive. The 3 of Wands is a good fortune card, predicting an intense period of activity. It reveals successful enterprises and seeing your projects and relationships thrive. Well, as long as I'm starting new projects and new relationships, they thrive. Could that be that Knight of Wands? You guys don't know yet because we haven't got there. This is my suit. I had to wear the suit. I had to put the suit on. Put the suit on. I'm funny. Do you think I'm funny? I think I'm funny. It doesn't matter what you think. Your brain doesn't work right. All right. It reveals successful enterprises and you seeing your projects and relationships thrive. It also indicates weddings, a new and important relationship, and an imminent trip. See? I'm getting married in Alaska. Why? Because it's cool there. I get it? It's cooler there than anywhere else. I mean, I might meet an Alaskan tribe member that loves me and knows who I am and wants to marry me. I'm cool with that. I don't care. I'm open to receive love. And I have to be married to do all the rest of it. I was very afraid of all this a while ago. I've fought those fears. I've surrendered to my destiny, and I'm willing to accept this blessing in my life. Brainwash. Believe the shit you're saying. Believe what he's telling you. I'm trying. Do you believe this? I mean, it's God's promise. He fucking promised. It sounds like a fucking threat to me. Alright, this is also a time for great communication and self-expression. I know, I am super expressing the shit out of myself. The 3 favors individuality and non-conformatism. That's what I showed you. I am Lilith, and I cannot be a Jessica. Damn, I love Jessica. Wait till you meet her. One day you'll meet this woman. She is unbelievable. She's like the polarity of what I am. God put us together, and we played well. She's so nice. I don't know what I did to her. I didn't do anything to her. She just watched me do it to everyone else. Maybe I did. I don't know what I did or didn't do. Pride yourself on your quirks and eccentricities and let others see all that you have to offer. I mean, God made me like this. I'm a whole ball of chaos. Appreciate those around you and try to make time for friends who don't immediately fit into your future plans. What? Try to make time for friends who don't immediately fit into your future plans. I don't know. I don't have any friends. Go ahead and send a new one. We'll see if this works out. God's always trying to give me a friend, but I'm too rigid. I don't like their ways, and I tell them they gotta get out of the way. They gotta go somewhere with that shit. Really? Yeah. He's tried to send me a lot of people, and I just am not accepting of his people. Sophie wanted to be my friend. She spent all this time sending me all these messages trying to apologize for her ways, and I just didn't want to hear it. I'm not really accepting of the bullshit, bro. I accept it as long as I can, and then I can't take it. And I won't take it anymore. And that's why God's got to be like, I'm like, send me another one. This one's dumb. I don't want to play with this toy anymore. Could be a Knight of Wands. Alright. It is a challenge to keep the balance between... it's a challenge to keep a balance between staying focused on a prize while remaining patient and calm. I told you that. You just got to sit there. Just sit and wait. Be ready. This is stupid. That's intense. It's Kobe. You're just sitting on the You're sitting on the bench waiting for him to call you into the game. And you really swear he's going to call you this time. He's ready to call you. You're sitting there. You're sweating it, bro. You are ready. You're a little scared. My knees is... Shut up, Marshall. You don't get off the bench. Fucking bench warmer. Anyways, and you're, like, ready for him to call you. And then, like... He's not calling you. But you have to be ready for this game. And, you know, for him to call you in. And when he calls you in, he's going to use you. He didn't call you in for anything. For nothing. He is going to use you when he puts you on that floor. And you have to be ready for it. Whatever it is. Whenever he calls. Am I talking about Kobe or am I talking about God? I mean, it's the same thing. You know, I get my orders from Kobe. God orders me through, through Kobe. So it's the same thing. And that's it. You motherfucker wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning talking some shit. You called? No, I did not. What do you want? What are we talking about? Why do we got to do this right now? We're training. This is stupid. He calls it practice. This isn't funny. What the fuck am I doing? Anyway, what kind of future investments are you currently waiting on, or what past investments are you enjoying the returns on now? You know what I have that I never had before was just peace. Peace in the chaos. I had to fake it till I made it. I had to faith it until I made it. And that's what it is I just have peace. Peace of the unknown. You know what I mean? I have understanding of that of which I can't understand. You know, I've always been in the unknown, but I wasn't always peaceful about I don't know. I get, like everyone, you get freaked out after a while when you don't know what the fuck is going on. You start panicking when you don't know. And I learned how to have peace in the not knowing. That I don't need to know. And that what I do know is more than enough and more than I want. And the stuff I don't know is the actual surprise. And that's it. It's like, what are you enjoying the returns on? What did you do all this for? Peace. I have peace. I mean, I still hate being human and all, but I have peace about it. You have been successful, but not everything has been taken care of, and there are still more challenges to come. Still, you are in a position of power and confidence, and you have good visibility for what is to come, what or who can help you achieve this kind of success that you have long dreamed of. I saw that moment earlier. It's like the guys, when we come together, you know what I mean? We'll be able to establish a better plan where we're spreading the healing further on different, we'll all be on the same. That's what I said in my earlier video. It was epic. If we can erase the rules that divide us, we can all be on the same page, no matter what book we're reading. And that's what it is we can all come together. We can all spread the same word. You know what I mean? When we get rid of all this little shit, work through all of our fears and insecurities and, the things that divide us. Like my 12, my celebrities, you look at them and you're like, why aren't you guys friends already? And it's awkward. It's very awkward. It's beyond awkward. Looking at Kanye and Eminem. They've already worked together. They're already, epically known together. But they're not friends. Looking at fucking Logic and fucking Marshall. They've already worked together and everything, but they're not friends. Alright? Royce is friends with Marshall, but nobody else. Russ loves all of them. Russ has done a song with Logic and was on fucking Royce's page, but none of them fuck with each other. Like, it's just so odd. You know what I mean? Like, Lewis looks up to a fucking Kanye, and all of them watch Lewis, but nobody fucks with each other. They just don't cross these invisible lines of becoming friends. They don't have what it takes to extend themselves to a bromance. Oh, God. That was good. They're all part of the same world, but don't even, my favorite was, there was some fucking fight in the Middle East, and Marshall shows up with, with Royce and Fat Nick, and Kanye's there, but they don't cross paths. You know what I mean? And then you got Russ talking to Kanye, and then Kanye, like, it's just so fucking strange. They act so strange with each other. There was what was it? Russ? Was it Russ? Russ and Mike were at the same fucking concert or same festival on different stages, but never crossed each other, but both sit there watching me talk to both of them on the same day, but don't walk up and say hey. And then there's Allie, who's a fan of everyone, and oh God, it's just so obnoxious. It's just so obnoxious. There's nothing that divides them but their egos. And the one thing that holds them together is me, which means the part of me that every one of them like, they all like each other. If I like them, they like them, because we're all the same. Yes? Yes. It's super weird. So, going back to it, it's like, who can help you achieve this kind of success that you've long dreamed of? It is the dream. It's for us to come together. You know what I mean? Not live under the same house, but yeah, show up and what's up? So-and-so's here, we're gonna feed them, and they're in that other room. And that's it. We come together, you know what I mean? We fucking break bread, we fucking, pull out the creativity, pull out the healing, pull out the music, pull out the fucking this and that, and everybody goes in their respective ways and spreads the word. You know what I mean? God says, you're the glue that holds us together. I'm not, I look at it as a pull and we're all stuck to it. I'm the pole dancer. That's not funny. Stop playing around. Why do I have to be the girl? And anyways, moving on. Why? The divine feminine goddess to help them work through their divine feminine feelings through their masculine. That's all I've ever taught them. It's how to work through their masculine. They watch me come out as a big old fat dude to begin with. I'm more of a man than they ever were. And I teach them how to harness their manhood through their feelings and to break their fucking ego. They need a safe place to do that. They can't do that with some woman because she's going to laugh in their face and she's going to tell all her friends about your fucking weak ways. Wonder why we call you bitch. Oh. That would be Pac in his dirty, dark, divine feminine. He's a bit of a gossiper. He's a bit of all of us. He has a dark feminine. Haven't you seen Marshall's? Haven't you seen? All of you are in your dark feminine energies. Oh God. And then there's Allie begging for attention. Oh God, you guys, get out of your dark feminine feelings. You need to be in your positive feminine feelings. We need to work through your dark masculine experiences and fix all this. I'm the fixer-upper. Alright, anyways, they're a fixer-upper on 143. Reversed. When reversed, the 3 shows communication problems. Do you hear the words that are coming? Plans are delayed and it may be difficult to make progress in your projects. Why? Because I got some project bitches over there. They're work in progress. Oh, I sent a really good message to Wolfman about that. What the fuck did I tell you? That was like a week ago. I don't mind, something to the effect I said, I myself am a work in progress, so I don't mind people being flawed, but you have to take the journey to fix yourself. We're all working towards fixing ourselves, and we're all flawed. I myself am a work in progress, and you have to accept me in the fact that I am progressing to be better. If you can't accept that about me, then don't expect me to accept that about you. It's not what I said, but it is just how it is. It's like, I myself am not perfected yet. And there comes the compassion. You're far from perfected, and so am I. It's about taking this journey to perfection together. You know what I mean? And that's what it is about the twin flames. If we weren't so far apart, it wouldn't be so hard to heal so quickly. We have to wait until we circle around and face each other and go through all of this shit. We could just get together once a week and just face each other and get all pissed off and go through our feelings once a week and just, be done. Instead of having to do it one at a time. So stupid. Everybody want to fight on a Friday. Why don't we just come together on a Friday? Fight about anything else. You may find it hard to, and that's what it is. We don't have to wait till you post something. You could not post something. We could come together and find out where we need to heal without it being a public, display of our fucking weaknesses. You may find it hard to express yourself and understand what others are saying, making you feel needlessly isolated. Well, needlessly. I need to be isolated. I feel it though. That's what it felt like. It's like I'm super isolated. Why? It's hard to express myself and understand what people are saying. I don't know what you're talking about. And you don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. Making you feel needlessly isolated. Resist the frustration that this influence brings and go with a slower pace for a while. Overall, this is still a card of good fortune, even when reversed. You can still succeed. Write about some miscommunications you may be having. I don't know. Are you not understanding the words that are coming out? I don't know. I never know what the fuck your message is, what you're intending to get across to people. Alright, here's a great example. Russ in his story today, what did he share? I mean, what I got out of it was disgust. I always get that out of Russ. He said something about Sabrina Carpenter. As soon as he mentioned her name, I'm like, there you are in some hoe's fucking energy again. And then he's comparing himself to her. He's saying that, something about, I agree with Sabrina Carpenter about how, people idolize her sex songs and something like that. And he tries to go into the effect of, I made a song in the dirt, but then it was nasty and this and that. It's just like attracts like. You know that she's getting hated on for her fucking, whatever. You guys know why you make these songs. And then people persecute you for the songs and you try to blame it on people. You made the songs for the people. And you act like the people made the control over the songs. And going back to nasty, you just pulled up a fucking nasty ass fucking scar. Breathe. Who did he write nasty about? Me? I told him. In the beginning, I was... Oh, God. My hands are in prayer. I was like, please don't make me relive this memory. I told him that I had no memories of fucking sex. And that, I was already going through what had happened with Bobby, right? So Bobby shows up and I act like I become sexual and I don't understand it. And I'm trying to figure it out. And I realize, I'm trying to explain to him, well, this is the last person that I ever had a sexual experience before, and this is all I remembered. And these are behaviors was because I was trained that this is love. So I give him this gist of it, and he turns it into a song that I take very personal, obviously, because he used my words to fucking entertain the world, and it blows up. And going back to it, it's like, his intentions were to, to meet my conversation, and the only way he communicates is through music. And it blew up in the sense of he took my experience and made it filth. And that's why people are upset about the filthy fucking music you're making. You take a fucking experience of love and you turn it into lust and filth. And then, people persecute you for saying such things. I don't give a fuck who this girl is. Every time I see her on the internet, she's giving off filth. Why is she giving off filth? Because the people like it. And then when the other part that doesn't like it tell her that she's a filthy bitch, she turns around and says, no, this is what the people want. And that's exactly what Russ said. In essence, you gave dirt out, and that wasn't your words either. You were never about fighting the devil in temptation. Again, you used my words to create a song, but because it's not what other people resonate with and I'm only the one out here doing it, it didn't make you no fucking money. Just like the Dark Night of the Soul for Will Smith and the rest of these songs you guys make out of my words. They're not going to make you money. They're supposed to make you wiser and healed. But going back to it, no. Because that's what people live in, is filth. They don't make love. They have lust. And she knows that. And so she makes music that sells. Sex sells. That's not a fucking secret. But when they tell you that you're out here selling yourself, then you don't try to pretend that you're not. The bitch is a sold out fucking sex worker. And that's pretty much what they do to every female artist. No matter what the woman is speaking of, they make sure that she's naked up there. She's selling her body with the words. Your best songs are about sex. This is not a fucking surprise in any kind of way, shape, or form. So going back to it, write about miscommunications you may be having. Whatever you were trying to say is not what I hear. And it always happens with this guy, and most all of them. They're trying to get a point across, but they don't see the truth that I see in the bullshit they're talking. Why are you on her page anyways? You are the only fucking rapper I know that goes around stalking these fucking female artists like this. Every fucking female artist, dude. And that's because why? Because you're a divine feminine energy rapist. You understand that women have a power within themselves that you want to tap into and you want to use as power for your crowd, which is all women and weak men. Like Busta Rhymes. Sorry, what? Oh, okay. Let me disconnect this. Sorry. I can't ever get into a video without talking some shit about that bitch. In the essence, it's like that's... I don't know what you were trying to get across. That's what it's always been since the beginning. And that's like Kanye. You don't know how to communicate properly. Because you're coming from a fucking scripted, hurt, insecure, begging for acceptance, want to be part of the conversation type place. He starts a conversation about something he has nothing to talk about, just to be part of the conversation. And that's Kanye. Why the fuck did you show up at a fucking P. Diddy fucking, you know what I mean? And that's fucking 50 Cent. Want to be part of the conversation. Wants to start a conversation. This is bitch shit, bro. These are women. This is dark feminine traits coming out of men. Shit talkers. Bitches out here. He's comparing his art to a bitch. Wonder why I call you bitch. Listen to his music, bro. It's all bitch shit, bro. Him and his fucking bitch ass feelings. How he feels about the world. But it's not even real, bro. He doesn't have any real feelings about shit. They're just bitch-ass feelings. Little girl hurt feelings. Dark, feminine feelings. Russ is always trying to attach to a feminine. Because he realizes women have power. And if he's around women, he's powerful. And that's fucking Kanye. That's all of them, bro. They ain't got shit if they ain't got a bitch around them to make them look good. Can I get a witness? How many of you seen this? How many of you are watching this? How many of you are watching these men? How many of my rappers, go ahead, stand up, motherfuckers, have made a song with Kalani? Yep, every single one of them. You serious? Why? Because she has power. That all of them recognize. And if I do a song with you, it'll make my songs better. That's what a collaboration is. I need you to make this better. 2 is better than 1. And that's what Russ is always doing. He is always begging to collaborate. With who? Never male artists. Always females. He did do that one with that, whatever that guy was. Stick by my side while I'm working on me. Probably the saddest fucking song. Boohoo childhood trauma. His fucked up dad and his fucked up mama. Happy Dad's Day, right? The dad that can't provide. We're celebrating your dad that can't provide, that dresses like a clown. Shut up. Shut up. If your dad was such a great person, then why'd you turn out to be such a piece of shit? You turned out to be a fucking fucked up man because you didn't have a fucking real man in your life. And that goes back to the ones that are fucked up men. It's the bottom line. Whether you had a father or you didn't, he wasn't our Father who art in heaven. He was a fucked up version of what the society told him a man looked like and walked like. And according to your mother, Russ, he wasn't a man, and you had to become that man. And you still play daddy to the whole fucking family. Sugar daddy. Anyways. Sugar-free while you bullshitting. Sorry, I went a little deep off of that one. And that's what it is. He's always trying to talk about some shit. I never hear it the way he says it. I never hear it. I never am buying what you're talking about. I hear the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. That's not what I heard come out of your fucking mouth. I heard excuses to why you make songs about sex. And you trying to fucking wiener your way to work with her. It's the same thing you did with Nicki Minaj and Bia. I can't believe that I'm in the same place as these girls. Next thing you know, you wienered your way onto their show. You fucking wiener. Trying to fucking always get your dick in. Fucking 2 inches of nothing. Anyways, sorry, that was ugly. Let's move on. Gosh, I get so ugly with him. It's okay. There's people like Marshall, you know, that really love when I demasculize fucking feminine masculines. He doesn't, he thinks he's a bitch too. I feel like, you know, when it happens, these men have more sympathy and pity for you than I ever would. They see you as the bitch you are, but they see that they're a bitch too, and they feel bad for, you know, the whole bitch work. Because they know they're all part of this bitch ass shit. You guys are out here acting like straight bitches, bro. You're in your dark feminine, that's why I'm here. You guys are acting like Liliths. Everyone is in humanity. You're in your dark ass. If you're not a Lilith, you're a Lucifer. You're throwing a fit against mankind and against God. And acting like a fucking fool, trying to have control over this world. That's why he brought me. For once, shows success after completion. Socially, you'll have the opportunity to celebrate. You'll be brimming with confidence and vitality. Your talent is appreciated, and you're full of ideas and enthusiasm. You also establish yourself in work and at home, completing a remodel project or moving to a larger property. And that's it. We're moving on and up. The vibe of this 4 is putting down roots. Spiritually, it shows that you are sharing your light with others. It often predicts a new love interest will open their heart and express affection. Yeah, there's a lot of people that love me. They just have to be brave enough to, you know, walk in it. Everybody loves me. Most all of these men love me. They're just afraid of me. They're afraid of what I might say, what I might do, and they're mostly afraid of what other people will say if they walk in this. But they're falling to the fact that, you know, little by little, they don't care. They're not going to lose it. Because they know I'm one of a kind. They just have to fight their fear. There's not another. There's not another. And they just want to, you know what I mean, act in it. Not all of them. It's not lust. Like, I want to hang out with her. I want to go out to eat with her. I want to watch movies with her. I want to cuddle with her. It's true, genuine love. I want to laugh with her. I want to see what she does. I want to watch this. I want to meet these kids. They truly love me. They're just afraid. They really, it's not even about sex or any of that. They really love me. They're just afraid. They'll work through it, and it's just love. It's not like they'll have to fall in love. They just have to be able to show it. To be able to show it, that they feel that way. Why wouldn't I appreciate someone feeling that way about me and my life? Wanting to be part of my life, wanting to, you know what I mean, to do the things that I do, to just be part of my life. That's love. It's auspicious for creativity, and artistic projects flourish under this card and uplifting influences. On page 144. 40 water. Yeah, there's a lot of them, I mean, they just want the experience of, they just want to show love and be loved back. Who doesn't? In the event that you're involved in planning, even if it's is there an event you are involved in planning, even if it's just a small dinner party? I didn't plan anything. Write down some ideas and organizational thoughts to get your ideas in motion. I mean, are we planning something? I'll let you know if I have any plans, what God's planning. I mean, I did see this thing. I got this download before I came up. I saw this beautiful, I always see church. I always see how he wants me to put on, it's a magnificent display of a grand opening. I don't know if it's a grand opening or what it is, but it's this unbelievable, and that's what I said in the beginning. It will not always be like this. This was God's vision for you to walk into. And I see this unbelievable orchestrated performance of me. It's not. I mean, I come and I deliver the message, but the orchestration before I deliver the message is the performance with performers, and everybody comes together for this performance, and there's the projections, and everything is running. It's an unbelievable scene. I always see it. It's always more and more is constructed into this, where it'll be this, unbelievable performance where you come in, it's your first, it's not an opening. I don't know what it is. It's not my first, but it's a grand, I don't know, conference. There's thousands and thousands. It fills up in an unbelievable stadium. And, I mean, my celebrities and other celebrities are there, and they're part of this performance. Because, a lot of it has to do with the worship music. And part of the message. They're part of the message and part of the performance and part of it. And it's just this epic, church gathering. This revival is what they're calling it. It's a revival. And I always see parts of it that play together. I can see the lighting, the optics, the music, the staging. I can see all of this come together. And then I just come out and sit in the middle, on a couch and just pull the cards. But others come, and it's a big performance for God. It's His show. I see it. It's the only thing I really see. I see these big, I see that. I see the community that always builds bigger too. Simple things. Sometimes I'll see, now it has ponds that we have in the middle. We didn't have that before. I see the awnings. I see what the garden looks like, where the gardens are located. I see more of how each individual house has their yard, how it is from each level. At first it starts as a single story, small, tiny home. But then he showed me how to build the home underground, to build these enormous basements underneath, and how the carport lines up on top of this, and how to run everything through it. Shows me all kinds of, the visions of how, piece by piece. He puts the pieces of this puzzle together. So when the time comes, I know how to put it all together. I've seen the grand picture. Write down some ideas and organizational thoughts to get your ideas in motion. And that's it, the collaborations, simple things like that. To be able to have the DJ actually collaborate them into it. It's great when I share these awesome, YouTube made, collaborations of my twins. Yesterday where it had one, I shared one, it was NF and Logic and Eminem and Joyner. And they're all various verses of their own music put together to tell one story. That's what I mean about the construction of this. How they can be on different stages and walk in and be part of this. Everybody is part of this teaching. Down to the people. And I seen it this way. I saw it too. It's like you have to have, there'll be tissue in front of the pews. You know how in front of a pew there's always a Bible, and there's always that little piece of paper that you write down your prayers, and then there's the envelope. We have to have tissue. There has to be tissue. I see how we do, you know what I mean, how we do the drinks. I see how the rooms are set up where each religion is honored in each room. As you walk through, it's like a rainbow. You walk through the rainbow of religion. You walk through all the teachings, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not a museum. It's a shrine to all of what God is and was, where everybody can come and worship. You know what I mean? And one side is Christianity, and one side is the Muslim beliefs, and all of them are in this walk of life. I see it. It's beautiful. I'm gonna cry. It's like, I see what God wants for you. I see the greatness. I see what He wants for me to do for you. I see the vision of the new world He wants, the things He wants, you know what I mean? And it can come down to, you know, individuals too. I don't know what He wants in your life until I see you. And I can see what He's doing in your life and what He's pushing you to and what He wants you, you know, what this expression of Him through you is supposed to look like. It's a magnificent to see, you know what I mean, into the divine creation of what this world will be. What and it's not just me He's given these visions to. He speaks to all the creatives. He's telling them how to create this new world, the clothes to wear, the music to make, the stories to tell in the movies. You know what I mean? He's telling architects how to build the new buildings. He's telling people how to run, you know, he's telling the electricians how to run the electricity. He's evolving all of us into this vision of this new world. Each of us have a way to make it. He's teaching people how to create food for everybody, that everybody can eat instead of, you know, He's teaching people how to, you know, bring everybody together. He's showing us this, you know, those that have the eyes and the heart to believe in the visions that are, you know, that are believing in their dreams. And some of them, you know, it's the new generation. He's showing them how to create the new world, what they will do in their lives, how they can live this, you know what I mean? They're the creators, the inventors. It's a beautiful thing. I'm just part of it, where I can see what the, you know, what the final picture is, and also what I can do to be part of it. You guys can't see that right now because all you can see is what's in front of you and what you're trying to get at. That's why they say the Matrix isn't real. The Matrix, the reality that you're living right now is just based on your thoughts. Your thought is creating this illusion in front of you, which is your reality. We're all living in the same world, but we're living in different realities based on our minds. I don't see through my mind. You know, the mind creates confusion and fear, desperation and limitations. I see beyond my mind. I see what the divine wants for this world. You've been on a journey and undergoing significant change. It is time for you to rest. Is it time for you to rest and recuperate? It's exactly what it is. I've been in my masculine for 2 weeks. I need to sit back in my feminine and take it all in before I go back out. I need to, you know, process it out. Process these feelings before I take on too many more. Every experience comes with a feeling, and they're very heavy. So you have to, you know, you go out and you do your work, and you have to take time to, you know, to reflect on your work and, you know, process it out so that you're ready for another work day. You can't take the burdens of yesterday into tomorrow. But that's what you do, is you carry it on. You're carrying this baggage that's holding you back from a good day because you're still beat up from yesterday. You're still wore down from last week. You're still hurt from that last relationship. You're still, you know, sick to your stomach from the last meal. You gotta take time to let it all out. Find your place of refuge, whether with yourself or with beloved ones. Consider what you've accomplished and write about that here. And, you know, my kids, even though we're so very isolated, I find my peace here. I can't really force myself on them. They really don't like it. They're teenagers. But being close to them brings me peace. I'm like kind of freaking out. At the end of the month, they're going to take a 4-day excursion to go, you know, be kids and have a good, you know, summer camp. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with myself. That'll be a time when I really am alone. I'm never truly alone. I have my children, always.
Hola.
Hola, cola. She's talking to her boyfriend, I guess. But, you know, beloved ones, those, all I have is my children. They're not my friends. They're my reason for living. They're the reason I keep pushing. And not to bring them happiness, but to develop this world, a better world for them. And teach them how to have, better views in the world that they're about to go into. Because it's not here yet. I'll need their help to develop it too. You know what I mean? Reverse. The reverse 4 retains its positive meaning, albeit with minor irritations. Yeah, that's life. You don't get all the time you need to focus and do what you love. You may experience some disruption to plans. You might be feeling invisible and not heard. This unsettled phase will soon pass as the sunny aspect of the upright card prevails. Write about some delays or setbacks you've been experiencing. Well, I told you about all of them. All right, we're going to end on one final card because I pulled all of them out. This is how I had it planned. We're going to end on a terrible card, but that's just the way it is. We're going to end on the 5 of Wands. Why? Because you got to ride the wave. You notice how it is ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And how even though you can be on the reverse, you're still working through the positive. And even if you're in the positive, you're in the negative too. You should be able to look at this card and pull both aspects into your life. You shouldn't always be on just the positive. You should have a testimony to how you just came out of the negative. Or if you're in the negative aspect of this card, you should be able to see that you should be working towards the positive. You know what I mean? You should be in alignment, which means not on one side or the other, but in between, in the in-between, where you're balancing this shit. Okay? So, the 5 of Wands. Traditional meaning of the 5 of Wands is competition, and this message is to hold your position rather than to compromise. And that's what happened to me. They were trying to compromise with me and keep me at work, but I had made up my mind. Even though I didn't agree with what I had to do, I had already put my mind to it that I had to do this. And it was difficult because I knew they were going to compromise, and I was trying to be compromisable, but it was compromising my peace. There will be fiery opinions and a lack of agreement, at least for now, and there's many people that will not agree with me quitting my job. But at the end of the day, the only ones that it matters to is my children. Are they going to be hurt? Are they going to feel the effects of my decisions? Is this going to hurt them if I make this decision? I can't go to them and ask them what to do. They're not the parents. I have to take into consideration that. And when I was making this decision, I spoke to my oldest children. And they, as young adults themselves, have to make those decisions often. They're trying to discover themselves in the work world. And they're not built for everything, and they have to keep finding their way. Especially my youngest son. He's, or my oldest son. He's been through a lot. You put on the childhood trauma plus his drug abuse, and he's not mentally stable. For him to get a job shows that, his determination, and that's just teaching from his mother. His father does not have a job. He's not a worker. These are all programming from his mother, but he's trying to find it. He can go out and he'll do every interview, but when he sits in front of people, they know that, he's more of a Walmart greeter. And so he had to go through jobs that he just couldn't do. He didn't have what it takes. It was a terrible job, or, whatever the case may be. My daughter, she's been in the healthcare since, she left Job Corps. And she's been through a lot of shitty, providers where she's had to do a lot of shitty shit, and she had to just keep finding her way. You know what I mean? My son currently, and he's proud of it, and it's a good job for him. He was a little sunburnt. He lives in San Diego, and he's one of those sign people. I don't know what they're called, but he's one of those people that, holds a sign on the corner. You're like, damn, that's kind of sad. Well, he found a way. Again, my son is spectrum, bro. And he found a way to find a way to contribute to the home. You know, my daughter, as the caregiver she is, she took my son in after he got out of, you know, his mental institution, and she's caring for him, and he's trying to be a big boy, and he found a way to, you know, he's only working 10, 15 hours. He stands on a corner, and he's one of those sign flyers, and that's not the most prideful, but he's found a place, and he couldn't fit in everywhere, but that's okay for him. He could sit out there with some music, jamming on the corner, making some money. He found a way to provide and to be, you know, helpful to his sister, and, you know, that's good enough. Some of you really want an expensive title and you want people to be proud of what you do. I'm proud of my son for trying. I'm grateful that somebody accepted him into this world and gave him a paycheck so that my daughter doesn't have to carry him, her boyfriend, and her father alone. The boyfriend, I think, has a job, but he's always going through them all the time. The father doesn't have a job. My son can't do much. She's got the weight of the world on her. But she was made that way. She literally she came in here to be a caregiver. She was made to care, and like, that starts with caring for her own family, her incompetent, you know, family and boyfriend. Sucks to be her, right? I love her. She's a great girl. And that's it too. She was trying to care for me, you know what I mean? When I was struggling, she wanted to care. She's a great person. Mary Jane's great. But, you know, going back to that is what we were talking about. Competition rather than compromise. Let's see. I don't know what we were talking about. Let me just start all over. Competition. There will be fiery opinions and a lack of agreement, at least for now. I was talking about my work situation and showing that other people, they just have to find their way. And while you're finding your way, people are judging you. They just want you to fit into a, you know, a round peg into a fucking square hole. They want you to be something that you can't, but you're trying, but you have to accept that you can't be this person. And that goes back to your parents trying to make you something that you're not. You know, they're trying to make you, you know, everybody's trying to make you be something, and you've got to find out what's best for you. And it's okay to quit. To give up trying to be something you're not, and go continue to try to find out what you are. Particularly in work matters. Scheduling problems and delays to travel are an additional meaning. The 5 often comes up to show being surrounded by people with strong opinions, particularly in family and education. It predicts that you will need to compete, but you can succeed. On a lighter note, the card also shows competitions that are important to you. Who are you competing with? I'm not competing with anyone. And that's what I always say. There's always this saying in the spiritual world, you can't compete where you don't compare. There's nobody like me. I'm not competing with anybody. At all. There are plenty that are in competition with me. I'm not in a competition with anybody about anything. How competitive are you? Is it a mental competitiveness that you keep to yourself, or do you go out there and make your voice and skills or opinions known? Well, that's me, I guess. I have a winning mentality. I'm just not in competition with anyone. When I get out there, I choose to be the best, and that's what makes me a competitor. But I'm not competing with you. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some kind of... Okay, so I'm thinking about it like, you know, going back to my job. It's like, I aim to be better than you just because I think that I can be better. I'm not in competition with you. I'm in competition with myself. I see that this is what it is, and I believe I can be better at what it is. It really has nothing to do with you. It's just pushing myself. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to see this in all kinds of ways. Do you compete with women? Do you compete with men? Maybe. That's why I'm trying to look at it. Like, do you compete? in the essence of a show-off, it feels like competition is in there, and I've been known to show off. A show-off is a competitor. I guess it depends on the, competing is an action. A competitor is just a participator. And we're all in a competitive field, no matter where we are. I don't feel like that, though. I feel like I'm in a fucking field of my own. There's nobody out there that does what I do. I don't feel like I'm competing with the silo or with the guru to teach people enlightenment. I feel like we're all have a way to it, and we only know our way, and each of us have to get people, whichever way. And that's it. Is like, if you don't understand me, let me refer you to someone else that teaches the same things that could be, guide you that same way. I'm not in competition with that. I'm not competing to be better than anyone else. I am a competitor because I'm part of a field, but I'm not in competition. Unless we read more about this, I don't know. Be aware of the conflict and distent in your life. These struggles can be highly disruptive, but can also be a source of renewal. Look for lessons in a strife. What can you learn? And that's it. Is like, whatever we're arguing about. Okay, there we go. I heard that. Arguing, having to be right. That would be competitiveness. Trying to get your point across. Trying to win. That's competitiveness. Okay, we're digging deep in this. I'm like, this is what I mean. It's like, wait, this doesn't mean me, but there's part of this. I own some part of this. I'm competitive. I'm just not competing with others. Meaning, I'm in the competition, I'm just not competing with others. I'm competing with myself. I mean, there's nobody else like me. There's nobody that's challenging my authority, that's pushing me to where I have to prove myself or be better than someone else. The only one I'm trying to prove myself to is myself. Show myself who I am and be better than what I have been before. So I own it, but I own the essence of what this is, but not the action that people take in this essence. I can be, because I am competitive, but I'm not competing with someone else. Does that make sense? Can you understand this? Probably not. Alright, reverse. The reverse 5 shows deception and misinformation. You may have been misled, so consider the source of the message before making assumptions. In its most negative aspect, this card can show dishonesty. In general, the 5 can show you're feeling stressed and in a weak position. Be selective about the people you choose to trust. Think about some of the messages you've recently received. Do you instantly believe them, even if they give you cause for doubt? And that's what it is people aren't being honest with themselves, so they're just not being honest with you. Why do people lie? Because the truth is painful. They're afraid of what you'll say if they say the truth. Why did Bobby never tell me what he was feeling? Because he was afraid of what I would say if I knew the truth. It didn't matter how he felt. He was just afraid of me knowing how he truly felt. So he didn't tell me. He didn't lie, he just didn't tell me. Why do people lie to me? Because they're afraid of what the truth will do to me. Why do people lie to you? Because they're afraid of what the truth will do to them. My first husband was a pathological liar. I tell this story all the time. It's such a terrible story. This is just one of a billion lies and why I can't take liars. I had to leave him. And I lived in Mexico, and I didn't have papers to bring my dog. He bought me a dog, a Chow Chow, so that I wouldn't be alone. I called her Fluffy, and I loved Fluffy. And after a really bad beating, I had to pack up my stuff and leave him. I had to leave my whole life and get the fuck out of there to save myself. And I left Fluffy. And I asked him, what'd you do to Fluffy? What happened to Fluffy? He told me for 20 years that he ate my dog. He said, oh, we cooked it up and made tacos. He said it jokingly, but he would never tell me the truth of what happened to my dog. He just kept lying to me, and kept lying to me, and kept lying to me. He never told me what happened to my dog. Because he couldn't tell me the truth. Because he knew no matter what happened to that dog, it was going to hurt me because I loved that dog. Apparently, Amelia
I asked Barry, he said he handed it over.
Amelia said that they ran over my dog. He wanted to make a joke rather than tell me the truth because he didn't want me to know what happened to my dog. It was better for him to lie. And it wasn't fair. Just what happened to my dog. And he would just lie to me every time for 20 years. I could call him right now, and he'll still tell me that. Will he? Yeah. Once he tells a lie, he doesn't stop telling it. He'll stick to that lie forever. He would just lie to me. So he got a girl pregnant. And I would have been okay, and that's what he knew. If he would have just told me the truth, I would have forgave you. I would have worked with you. You lied to me, bro. You lied to me. And he just kept that lie forever. He couldn't just tell me the truth. He was too afraid to tell me the truth. I can handle the truth, bro. It's gonna hurt for a minute, but I can handle it. What I can't handle is a lie. You never had to lie to me. You weren't protecting me. You were hurting me by lying to me. You were protecting yourself. The dog is gone. Why couldn't you just tell me how it left? I know you didn't have the dog. Why did you have to lie? And that's just one of so many billion lies that he told me. People would just lie to my face. I'm seeing Tree. I saw this look in Tree's eyes that he loved me. And when I approached him about it and I tried to extend my love to him, he told me I was making it up, that it wasn't real. He was too afraid to just tell me how he felt about me. And it was okay for him to feel some way. I'd spent so much time with him. He should have felt some way about me. Instead, he just lied. Because he was afraid of his own feelings. Lies aren't going to get you anywhere, guys, because the truth will always prevail. And then they'll just be sour at you for lying to them. People do it all the time. My second husband, a huge liar. But I saw where it came from. His mom would lie to his face right in front of me. She taught me how to lie to him. It wasn't lies. She taught me how to manipulate him. How to tell him things to get my way. She would lie to everyone right in front of me. I just couldn't believe she was lying to me too. I don't know why I didn't see that. She would lie to everyone right in front of me. Get on the phone and tell a bold-ass lie right in front of me. We just left church. And she's on the phone with her husband lying directly to him. Mr. Plum would lie to me. This beautiful man that's all about God, that will, that sits in the church, would just lie to me. Why are you lying to me, Mr. Plum? They're saving their own ass. And it's not even hurtful, bro. It's fearful. People lie because they're afraid, bro. And they're taught that this is the way. When you're afraid, you lie your way out of it. I'd be afraid. And then I gotta tell the truth. I'd be so afraid of the truth. But at least it's out. And I don't gotta fucking sit there and hold up a lie. I've told some lies. And they've come back to bite me. My most recent lie is I told the school that the reason she didn't come to school is because she was sick. She wasn't really sick. I didn't know what to tell them. I'm not perfect either. But we have to be forgiving about, why they lie. The lie itself sucks. Any sin against us sucks. But you have to understand the why. And that's where the forgiveness comes. So going back to this deceiving shit. Yeah, we've all been lied to. But why did they lie to us? Because they were trying to protect themselves and us. The truth hurts. I walk in the truth, and it's killer, bro. It hurts. To be a bearer of the truth and always bringing truth, that's why, I'm so rejected. People reject me because of the truth I bring. I make them face the truth, and it hurts, and they don't want to face it, so they don't want nothing to do with me. It's hard. All right, let's go in. So, for everybody that has been keeping up with the tarot, we have a side piece of paper where you have side notes that you can remember these cards without all of my tragic stories. So, we're going to start here. I'm not going back through all of them. At the very end, which I believe will be episode 13. Why? 13 realms. We will go through all the cards one more time. So, for today, your key notes for the Ace of Wands is news, male fertility, and new beginnings. Number 2, the Two of Wands is making plans and on the move. Number 3, the Three of Wands, travel and activity. The Four of Wands, a holiday and celebration. The Five of Wands is strong opinions and competition. As I want to add to that conflict. For the Four of Wands, I want to add harmony. For the Three of Wands, we're going to add movement, progression. For the Two of Wands, making plans and on the move is beginning steps. Okay? Ace of Wands, news, male fertility, and beginnings. The beginning of thought. No, that would be Ace of Swords. The beginning of moving in your thoughts. Really? Yeah, because that's usually where it is. You're not really moving in your feelings. Your feelings create the thoughts, and you move in your thoughts. That's how that works. You use your divine feminine, which is your feelings, through your divine masculine, which is your logical thinking, and you move in that. Your masculine is your brain. Your willpower is just the fire that's inside of you. It's not the masculine or the feminine. It's just the fire. Got it? Got it? Good. All right. Well, there you go. Lots of testimony and stuff. Be sure to catch my earlier videos. We did some really good videos about religious teachings, bringing all these crazy books. We did the Mormon book. We did the Bhagavad Gita. We did the book of Buddha. We did all kinds of religious teachings and brought them in together as one. And I also encourage you to catch my light teachings too. It's more about, again, the oneness. And we'll keep on keeping on. Yeah. I would assume tomorrow's, Tuesday, I will see you back for the second part of Intro to Tarot Part 12. Laters, haters.